What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel where artists, entrepreneurs, and working moms come to get tricks and tips to become what? Future millionaires. Today, I'm going to give you guys pros and cons on which one is better. Is it a 9-to-5 or being an entrepreneur? So let's get into it. If you didn't already know, entrepreneurship is growing very rapidly in the US. And if you're here watching this video, you're probably wondering if it's right for you. But let's just really focus on what entrepreneurship means, because being an entrepreneur can mean that you own a small Etsy shop, or maybe that you're a serial entrepreneur like me, where you have several businesses and you're trying to expand them all to become multi-millionaire businesses. Now, this is a tip that I've learned from all of the millionaires that I researched. Most of them have about 7 businesses that they allot for their full overall income. So I think, to say the least, is all the ones that I researched is that, one job is not going to be enough. At least 7 businesses is going to give you that overall growth that you're looking for. Okay, are entrepreneurs happier? Actually, I believe so. The statistics are saying that entrepreneurs are happier because they have control of their workflow. Yes, we may work a little bit harder, but we do what we love to do, 1. And 2, it doesn't feel like work because we like to actually do it. And it's something that we actually feel good about doing. So entrepreneurs are happier, guys. Yay! So what makes entrepreneurs different from employees? The first thing is entrepreneurs take all of the risk, all the risk associated with building a new business. But that can potentially enjoy all of the rewards. So yes, entrepreneurs take all of the risk, but those risks you take and they make great benefits, you reap all of the rewards for that. A regular 9-to-5 employee, however, will get a steady paycheck, every 2 weeks, every week, for as long as they're employed. Kind of like, you're working your entrepreneurship. You probably won't make any money. The money you do get, you're going to invest into expand your business. As sidebar, a 9-to-5 employee is going to work and they're going to get paid for every single minute. Is it the hardest job? I think it depends. It can be hard, but so many other jobs can. The level of difficulty as an entrepreneur faces likely depends on how seasoned they are. So like if you're new at your business, you've never even done this business before, it may be harder than you expect. But to be honest, the most difficult aspect of being an entrepreneur is that you're never really off. Let's just be real. You are constantly going. It's hard to level personal life with business life because you're always on the grind. So there's almost always something to do in your personal business for yourself. And separating work and personal life, like I said, can be challenging when you own your own business. Let's discuss. There are a lot of hard jobs out there, and being an entrepreneur is a grind, a sure grind. To be sure, it is. Don't think it's going to be easy. It's not. But is it the hardest? I doubt it. It's difficult to find actual statistics on this because it varies and is subjective, and there are a lot of factors that play. But for example, if we're thinking about hours involved, the stress and the money, our actual lives at risk, all of those things may contribute to which job is the hardest. So I went to a Google search just to see what is the hardest job out there, and the top numbers are firefighter, military personnel, surgeons, teachers, and pilots. Sidebar, I'm a teacher, and that's one of the hardest jobs. That's crazy. And I actually agree with Google. As far as an entrepreneur, yes, you're going to work hard, but I don't think it's on the Google's list because when you're a small business, you're grinding, you're putting in those working hours. But when you make it to your level or your standards of your career, you're outsourcing all of those things. So you're really kind of just chilling. You're at home. So the grind up front is hard, but after that, it's like passive income. You don't work as hard and money just comes in. So I have more than one LLC that I'm working on, and it can be daunting, and it's not for everyone. Personally, I love being an entrepreneur. I love making my own hours. I love being my own boss. I have to ask no one to take time off. The freedom of that is completely liberating. Yes, okay. And it has gotten me a lot further than my time in the rat race of the corporate world. I still work for the corporate world. I work a 9-to-5 as a teacher, and I am trying to eliminate that as well. I love the kids, but I want to be completely an entrepreneur. So a lot of my channel is about helping myself be that, and also you guys here, because we want to quit our 9-to-5, most of us, and become entrepreneurs completely. Let me just say, I'm not here to tell you whether entrepreneurship is right for you. That is for you to decide. I'm just kind of giving you the pros and cons of the things that entrepreneurs have to deal with, and also 9-to-5 have to deal with, okay? But there are tons of pros and cons, and it's so important that you do your research before just quitting a job. I don't recommend you ever quitting your 9-to-5 until you have a solid foundation on what you're going to do with your entrepreneurship, and even also making money, because I have entrepreneurship. I have businesses, but I'm still working my 9-to-5. I'm not comfortable with just letting that go completely yet, because I love all the extras that I'm getting from that 9-to-5, and I don't want to let that go just yet until my businesses are scaling at least $1 million. I'm not quitting my job, and that is because I want this insurance. We need health insurance, and one of the greatest things about having a 9-to-5 is they have you covered in that area. So for me and my little one, that is like the main reason that we're keeping our 9-to-5 until I can scale up my solopreneurship businesses to $1 million. We're gonna be working this 9-to-5, honey. Okay, so we got to work a little bit harder, because health insurance in America is a lot of money, a lot of money. So I totally agree with manifestation and the power of positive thinking, but a startup could fail, okay? It may not work, guys, but it also might. So Google is saying, and it's telling us that 80% to 90% of startups fail. That's pretty scary. But if you kind of know that that's a possibility, then I feel like you won't be so caught up in, oh, I'm going to fail. So let's stay focused, let's stay positive, and make sure that you have every single list that you need to start up your business. This is why, again, it's so important to keep your 9-to-5 until you're completely sure that you're able to fund your home, your bills, your shelter, the food in your mouth for you and your kids. Even if you're an online business like me, and I also have service-based businesses as well, where the costs are low, you still have to look at your hosting fees, your camera, your products, funding freelancers, and purchasing your own computers and softwares, guys. If you are your own boss, I don't care where you start, even if it tells you it's completely free, you're going to spend some money for startup. Unless, of course, you hire somebody, but again, that costs money. So that's my number one con of being an entrepreneur is startup costs. That's why it's so important to keep your 9-to-5 to pay for those startup costs, guys, okay? Number 2, this is a con for entrepreneur. It's harder to meet people at work. I'm not gonna lie to you. It can be tad lonely working for yourself, okay? Depending on what type of career that you're going into and you're pursuing on your own, the road to entrepreneurship can be very lonely. How about sticking with your 9-to-5 and also being an entrepreneur? Don't get caught up on having to quit your job. What you're going to have to really get caught up on is time blocking. You're going to have to block your schedule of time. So like when you're off your 9-to-5, you're going to do a couple of hours on your entrepreneurship, or instead of talking to your coworkers on your break, then go to your office and do some entrepreneurship business, okay? This is important for you to balance your time between 9-to-5 and your entrepreneurship so that we can actually quit the 9-to-5. If you continue to hold things off or continue to procrastinate, it's never going to happen for you, okay? Don't feel bad if you only have a little bit of time, okay? A lot of us have kids. A lot of us have a lot of other things going on, including our 9-to-5. Now we want to add on our entrepreneurship, like we want to add more work to us. Yes, that is the goal, so that we can be independent. So if you have to allot only 15 minutes, make sure you're consistent with that 15 minutes. You're not distracted during that 15 minutes. Everything is put aside for you to focus on 15 minutes towards your entrepreneurship goals. Once you get that 15 minutes rolling, I'm telling you, psychologists say today that you need 21 days to create a habit. So I would suggest doing 15 minutes a day of working on your entrepreneurship for 21 days. After that, it's going to become a habit. And then every week, try to add about 5 more minutes to that until you get up to an hour. Once you get up to an hour, stick with that for 6 months. An hour a day towards your entrepreneurship. And you know what? Not 6 months. Stick with it for 3 months. And then after that, we're going to add an extra hour because we're trying to be millionaires quicker and faster. And in order to do that, we're going to have to excel and exceed some of the things that we need to do. Making sure that you schedule this out, and also giving yourself breaks, because you don't want burnout. You don't want to regret your entrepreneurship, because that is supposed to be your baby. You're supposed to have fun when you're doing that, okay? So try to avoid burnout by time blocking and scheduling your time when you're going to work on your entrepreneurship. People don't have aspirations in running their own business, and that is okay, trust me. And honestly, the world needs more regular 9-to-5 workers, because who is going to work for the entrepreneurs? Okay, so if it's not for you, don't force it. It is a trend now for everybody to be a boss, and that is an amazing thing. But if you love working for people and having someone delegate stuff for you, great. That's the end of this video, but if you want to see more of my videos, go in the description box below. And have you thought about taking the leap to becoming an entrepreneur? Or are you an entrepreneur and a serial 9-to-5 worker as well? Tell me about your experience in the comments below. I would love to chat with you. And if you have any tips and tricks on how to be an entrepreneur and also working a 9-to-5, leave them in there too, because I love hearing stories. I love adding to my routine, and we are doing this together because we are shooting our dreams tonight, because we're freaking stars, baby. So I'll see you guys next time, and you already know, I never give up. I never give up. I never give up. Ooh, yeah. Life is